This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. We started loading data to the data warehousing now. So I think people have implemented, ETL mapping document, and they are loading the data to the data warehousing, right? When you load the data from the OLTP server to the staging, we always truncate the data and load the data. I think nobody got issue here. Only one or two issues, that is 32-bit runtime issues, we got it. But now from staging server to data warehousing server we are loading, we got a couple of issues, and I told them to resolve it. So I had given a couple of things to people, so people could do that. But let me record what is the issue there. The first issue everybody is facing. Let me go to the issue. The first issue is that in the fact tables when we are loading, one is called original currency ID and settlement currency ID. So let me go to ETL mapping document. So if you take fact premium or fact limit and fact deduction. So in these three tables, we're getting couple of errors. One issue with that lookup on dimension.currency based on the currency code and get settlement currency ID. So I'm going to go to fact premium. Let me go here. Fact premium. Double click on this. Now let me go, and this is the fact dot premium. So people are saying, what is that I should look up on? Dimension.currency, get the settlement currency ID. When you go there, where is my settlement currency ID? So here. So what I have done, I've dragged and drop in, or look up here. So then go to the connection. So taken dimension.currency. That's what they're saying, right? So dimension.currency, this is what you have to take. Look up on dimension.currency based on the currency code, get the settlement currency ID. The question is, there is no settlement currency ID. There is simply a currency ID is there, but there is no settlement currency ID. So simply you got what currency ID is there. So there is no settlement currency ID, but they're saying look up on dimension.currency. So that is what I'm doing based on what currency code. So currency code to currency code, I'm simply mapping it. So let me maximize it. So currency code to currency code, I am mapping it. I have a currency ID here, but where is the settlement currency ID? There is no settlement currency ID. You would simply take the currency ID, and this you need to rename it as settlement currency ID. That's it, nothing. Clear? You take currency ID. Normally, when you take a currency ID, we will be writing as a lookup, right? So instead of writing like this, you say simply settlement. Okay, settlement currency ID. So this is where you need to rename it. So here you will be able to get the currency ID only. So that you need to rename it as a settlement currency ID. So that's what you need to do. And the second one, so look up on dimension.currency, blah, blah, blah. So this is all the same thing. Look up on dimension.currency based on the currency code and get the currency ID. There is no original currency ID. But how to get the original currency ID? You need to simply rename it. So you have to go to the next one, double click on this, connections, currency table, you need to take it, go to columns, take the currency code to currency code. Okay, when you map it, okay, when you map it, or you can say right click on edit mappings, currency code to currency code, you're mapping it. You check this currency ID. Normally we put underscore lookup. But instead of putting underscore lookup, you simply go, you say original. Okay. So remember, there is no original currency ID. We are taking currency ID here, and we are renaming this as a original currency ID. So that is what is the tricky part that you need to do it here. So this issue got resolved. Okay. Look up on dimension currency based on the currency code. Get what? You're supposed to get currency ID only and rename the currency ID underscore lookup to settlement currency ID. Clear? So here also you need to do the same thing. The same thing is available in the fact limit as well. Clear? In that also you need to use get the currency ID, rename it to original currency ID, settlement currency ID. Okay. And here I think I don't have. So here we have only currency ID. So there is no problem. But in the fact premium and the fact limit, so these are the trick that you have to play. Okay, that is also fine. So one more issue that we're going to be getting timetable. So what is the issue? I'll tell you. So now let me go to the factor table. What is the factor table I'm talking about? Let me take the factor premium or factor limit or factor deduction. These three tables are going to be pointing to, based on the timetable. Okay. There is a timetable that you need to use, or the, date table that you need to use and get the time ID. So let me go to factor premium. So I'm currently in the factor premium. Let me close this. Now they're saying, let me copy and paste this. So these are got resolved, guys. So let me make it a normal font. Let me take this and go. I wanted to do dimension dot date based on the date and get the time ID. So this is what I have. So do we have dimension dot date there? The first thing. So let me go to the data warehousing. Let me refresh. Let me open these tables. I don't have dimension dot date. Okay, do we have dimension dot date? Check one by one. So do we have anywhere dimension dot date? No, we have a timetable. Clear? So we don't have the date table. We have a timetable. Okay. When we have a timetable, you should have a data, right? If you don't have the data, how can you do the lookup? Because if you take any reference table should have a data, because this will be the reference table here, right? According to this lookup on, that means what? When you're look up on this table should have the data. So we are using actually dimension dot time, but unfortunately, no data in this table. How do you know? You execute this command, select star from what? Dimension dot time. When you see the data, there is no data at all. Clear? So there is no data, but even then what I'm trying to do, I am trying to map like this. Go here, go to the connection, take dimension dot, time. Dimension dot time. When you click on preview, there is no data, but I have a time ID here. So what I should do, go to columns. I have to map date to date and get the time ID. Time ID underscore what? Lookup. Clear? So this is what you're going to be taking. And this lookup, that one you're going to be adding it here. Okay. So you go there, you should be able to get the same, time ID. So time ID underscore lookup, you will be able to keep it here. Then what is this? Original currency ID. Okay, these were, I think I have removed them. Okay. Now let me save. I have created this perfectly fine. There is no issue. Connection, time, and the columns, time ID lookup. So everything is properly connected. Let me execute the package. What package I'm executing? Factor.premium. Let us see what happens now. I'm able to get a 365 rows from 1000 rows, and it went here. And in the coverage key, I don't have proper matching. In this, it got filtered. So people may ask, the client may ask you in which lookup the data is getting reduced. So you can tell them clearly in the policy coverage, lot of data not getting matched in this, lookup itself. Then you have 366, same thing is going here. 366 is going here. So when you come down to time ID, look upon dimension dot date, not dimension dot date, it is dimension dot time only. So this is where the data is not getting moved on. So after that, the data is not going. If you see carefully, no data came in. When you see no data came in, no data goes. If the no data goes, and there is no error at all. Clear? So when you see package is getting executed successfully, but no data is going. So if the no data is going, it means that there is no matching data. So what is the table I should go? I have to go here, since there is no data in this, since there is no data in this, all the data is going to come. If the matching is not happening, the data is not going to go to the further, right? So if you have 1 equals to 1, the data goes. I have a 1 this side. I don't have, I don't have anything that side. So 1 will become unmatched data, right? So I'm going to be taking only the matched data. See, lookup matched data we are taking. When you take lookup matched data, so since there is no data here, the data is not going. Okay. Now I have to get the data into the timetable. So that's what the people are asking, sir. I don't have data. Now, how do I get the data to the timetable? So what I told them, if you go to TARDIS, if you go to TARDIS, and there is a table called timetable, clear? So let me use TARDIS, okay? Select star from, there is a table called timetable. So here I have 171 rows. So when you come down, there is a timetable, dbo.time. Clear? So there is a dbo.time is available. Where is this? This is the table. Clear? So this table has data where in the TARDIS itself. So this data, you supposed to, bring it to the stage. From the staging, you supposed to load it to this one. This is one approach. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to get the data from here, and you supposed to load it to this timetable. Clear? So that's what you should do. That is one thing. Okay. Now I write one small command, insert into this table, select star from the TARDIS .time. Clear? Let me execute. So now by writing this command, what I'm doing, I'm inserting into this because you don't have data in this, guys. So this is one command. I don't know whether you know SQL Server or not. In this, there is a command using a select star from the table, insert into this. So this data is completely going into this table. That is the thing. Clear? But unfortunately, I am into TARDIS DW, but I have to get the data from the TARDIS database. So I have to say TARDIS .time. So this data, I want to move it to this table. I don't have any data. Let me execute it. Column name or number of supplied values does not match. Why? Because here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. 16, 17, 18. 18 is there in the source. Here I have one. Let me compare top one and this one. Okay. Let me execute both of them. I am pointing to TARDIS DW, but if I write this, the timetable should be available in this database. Okay. So you can point to TARDIS DW, but you can read the data from TARDIS database, TARDIS dot dbo. Okay. And dot time. So you can be in the another database. You can read the data from other database. So let me execute both of them and check whether the columns are mapping. Time ID, date, year ID, okay, and year display hierarchy ID, quarter display, month ID, month display, batch ID is not there. So batch ID I have, then here batch ID is not there. So something is not matching properly. Okay. And only you need to take matched columns only. Whatever you have it in the dimension table, those columns only you need to take it. Okay. Only these columns I have. So let me go to a TARDIS DW. Let me go to tables. There is a timetable. Right click on this, say select top 1000 rows. When you execute it, so a query is written. Let me remove like this. Okay. So these are the columns are available in your destination. Okay. I need to have the same columns. I would like to get the same columns from the, let me copy and paste it. I wanted to have same columns from TARDIS dot dbo dot time. So do we have the same columns there as well? Yes, I have same columns there as well. So these are the columns I have to take it. That's it. Okay. So let me say I should be able to get the same data, guys. So I can now dump the data. So how do I dump the data? It's very, very simple. So you say, this is the data I have to get it and load where. Load where? You need to say insert into. Which table I have to insert? I have to insert into dimension dot time. Okay. And open the bracket. So what are the columns I have to get it? Only these columns I have to get it. Clear? So this is one more command. You can get the data from this table. Clear? And insert the data into this table only to this. Let me execute this. Let me delete all these things. Clear? So guys, let me simply say go. So inserting into where dimension dot time, you should point it to status GW. Say use. This is one command. One command, get the data from one database without SSS package. If somebody says without writing SSS package, get the data from one table. The table is available in TARDIS database. You need to say this one. This is a source. Okay, this is a source actual source, and you're dumping into where? Into this table. This is what is called a destination. So this is the complete code. Let me execute F5. So 171 rows got executed. Now this script, if you wanted to save somewhere, you should be able to save it. This is insert timetable script. Okay. Let me go to my scripts, go to TARDIS. Now let me save this. So this got inserted. Let me remove all these things. Now you see the data that is available here. Clear? Earlier, we did not have the data. Now directly, I have loaded the data from where? From the TARDIS without staging, directly loaded without SSS packages. I have directly loaded to the, destination. So people may ask one question. So people, what they say, from one table to another, how do you load the data? So how do you load the data? You need to say insert into. You have to say destination table. This is the command. This is the syntax. Remember this always. So I have some data in one table. The data to be loaded to the one more table. So you need to write this command. Insert into destination table. Select star from the source table. That's it. Okay. Insert into destination table. Select star from the source table. So you say source table is employee table, employee ID, employee name, employee salary, employee date of birth. So this is source. So in the destination table is called dim employee. Now here employee ID, employee name, employee salary I have. So I have 4 columns here. I have 3 columns in the destination. So if the columns are not, if the columns are not equal, then when you say star, it is going to be failing because destination table has only 3 columns. So you have to write those column names here. So whatever be the columns that you wanted to have it, right? And here you remove the star and write only these columns. Okay. So that is what I have done. Clear? So if you wanted to get only three columns data and insert into this, so this data I'm not going to be inserting here. Clear? If that is the case, this is the syntax. Insert into destination table and those columns in the bracket. Select those columns from the source table. That's it. All the data from here, it is going to be inserting there. So this is what is I have done it. So that is the logic I have implemented. So the destination table now, let me take, and what is that I have written? So simply the destination table is dimension dot time, right? So all columns in the time table, I have given it there. Whatever be the columns that I'm giving it here, the same columns have to be added. Here, I had said TARDIS dot dbo dot time because I am now pointing to TARDIS DW, but timetable is not available in the DW database. I have to go to TARDIS database and get the timetable insert into this database. So a table can be there in some other database as well. If you wanted to read, for example, I am somewhere here. Okay. For example, let me take a new query window. I wanted to read, so select star from the, I would like to read one table. Where is the table? Let me take this table. Let me say dimension dot policy. I am pointing to TARDIS DW. I can read. Anybody can tell you this. But now I wanted to point to iBank database. Now I would like to read this. Will it work? It is not going to work. Why? Because it is invalid. Why it is invalid? Because you're pointing to iBank database. To remove this, what I can do, I can simply say TARDIS DW and sorry. So you can say TARDIS DW. You can write like this: database name dot dimension dot policy. Even though you're in the iBank database, doesn't matter. You're telling the SQL server, go to this database and read the data. So you can say like this. Clear? So I am into what I am doing. I wanted to read timetable, but now I was pointing to this. When you execute, it will give you error because the timetable is not available in the TARDIS DW. So what I'm saying, TARDIS, go to this database dot dbo dot time. So get the data from this table. You're getting insert where, insert into the local table is insert into dimension dot time. Okay. So I can insert. When I'm inserting, I'm getting an issue. What is the issue? The column name or number of supplied values does not match. This is the issue. What is the issue? So the source is having more columns and the destination is having less columns. That's it. So here I have three columns. Here I have more columns. When I put star in this, so it is not matching. Clear? If that is the case, same columns I have to map. So take these three columns. You have to write whatever be the column that you have, the same columns you need to give it there. So that is what I have done. So in the bracket, what I have done, I had given all the columns. I have removed the star. I have written all the columns. So that is what I have done. This is the syntax I have implemented. Am I clear? So now I got the data. Now let me go and try to execute this package. I did not do anything. Clear? I am using not the time. I am using not the date. I am using time only. So I am not using the date. I am using the time. Clear? So now when you open it, so I am using only the time. Now time has the data. From where we are getting the data? We are getting the data from the source. Now everything is properly fine. Now let me save the package. Now click start. Okay. Now 365 rows went, but there is an issue. When there is an issue, you can just stop it, go to the progress bar and try to rectify the issue. So try to copy this. Original currency ID, null value. If you get like this, what is the issue here? Cannot insert values null into the column currency ID. Original currency ID, it is inserting a null. So why it is inserting a null? Let me go to the data flow. Let me go original currency ID. It is inserting a null. That's what it is saying. original currency ID. See, now it is got ignored. We have to give the proper currency IDs. Original currency ID, I did not map it properly. When you say ignore means the data is not going to go. It is important that you have to come and revisit always this. Okay. So source system ID is set ignore. Why source system ID is ignored? So very source system time ID base premium amount source system ID. I don't have anything coming from the source. It is you need to ignore. So that is the reason they have ignored it. Now remaining things are as it is. Now let me go back and save and let me execute. The data did not go to this table. Fact premium. That is what I'm executing. The data did not go to this table. Now let me trying to execute the package. If you say anytime when you say null, okay, null data is being inserted means you need to understand mapping is not done properly in the OLEDB destination. You need to always come to the destination, check the table, check the column. What is the column? Original currency ID. You go here, click on the mappings, come down always. Where is original currency ID? This would have been ignored. So they'll have like this. So when it is ignored, then you will get this kind of issues. Null. Clear? So what are the issues that you are going to be getting? So probably data conversion issues, mapping is not done properly, or lookup tables doesn't have data sometime. All these are issues that currently you are facing. Let me go there and come down. Let me have it. Click on OK. Save and run the package. Okay. Now 365 data came down. Now factor premium got the data. Now the data came in here. So 365 rows, I think we're supposed to get it. So according to the previous this one, how much of data we supposed to have it? 365 rows, right? So that is there, I think. Okay. So 365, 366, these much rows I have to get it. So now it is done. Let me go for the fact deduction. So fact deduction also, you stop this.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, when we don't have any data in timetable, in that case, our package got success, but no data got loaded. Right, sir?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how to validate before executing this package that whether we have data in lookup tables or not, something like that. So is there any way?
So there is no other way. When you're doing lookup, you have to, there is a provision preview.
Okay.
There is a preview, it can show you the data. Clear?
Okay.
There is no other way.
Okay, sir.
Here?
Okay, sir.
So there is no ready-made. You need to check and verify whether every table has data. Now, let me go for the deduction and do the same thing here. Deduction is also having dimension dot date. I supposed to use it, but now we are having we are using now dimension dot time itself. Okay. Now I was telling somebody, if you get any kind of a time issues, what you do, there is one more solution without loading the data. Without loading the data to this table. Clear? Without loading data to this table, I was telling you there is one more solution is available, that you go to data warehousing. I had given you OLTP and a data warehousing. Go to data warehouse. Now there is a new time dim script. When you open the script, so what it is creating? It is creating a now dimension dot date. So this is a script. Okay. So earlier what table we had? We had dimension dot time. We don't have a table called dimension dot date. Okay, so the date table is not there. So this table is now is not there. But what I'm telling you, instead of loading the data from the TARDIS to here, I was telling everybody blindly. I'm saying you go to this, you go to this, you open this, Control A, Control C. You go here, go to the SQL server, open new query window, and you try to execute. So what it is doing, let us understand. It is creating a table called dimension.date, and it is inserting the data from when? From 2000 January 1st to 2020 December 31st data. It is going to be inserting continuously. After inserting data, what I'm trying to do, I am trying to drop the dimension dot time. So what I'm doing, I am dropping this table and I'm trying to use this table henceforth. So what table I'm going to be using? This is the table I'm going to be doing. So when you run the script, what happens? Okay. Let me execute this. When executed, what it is doing, let me tell you. So this script, let me close the script. What it has done, this table from the dimension from the this one. This table is no more now. This has got dropped. Now this table got created. Now this table has data. Now this table has a drop. Now see, now this table has also data. So when you run the script, what is happening? This is creating one more table called a dimension dot date. Now you can use this table. So in your packages, what people were doing, they were going here, and after running, they're coming here. They are not using timetable because it's no more. They have to use dimension dot date. And when you go to columns, then you need to say date and date. You need to map it. When you're trying to map, it is giving you data mismatch errors. So here we have db timestamp. So here we have db dot date. Clear? So you're supposed to convert this date. We have a data conversion. Let me convert this date to, okay, db date, convert date we have. Let me go back here. Let me go back here. You have to go to use the date. Now go to columns. Don't take this date. When you come down, you have a converted date will be available. Okay, converted date to date, you convert, get the time id. So this time id you are going to be using. So you are not using a timetable nowadays. Now you are using what? A date table. Clear? So this is the thing people are using, doing unknowingly. Clear? People are doing unknowingly because I have given the script, so they don't know what the script is doing. If you see the script clearly, so if you open and read the script, at least in simple, this one, it is the creating a table, that's fine. After that, they are doing some kind of a programming, continuously insert the data. So this is what it is doing it. Then they're creating a primary key power and key relationship between this, and at the last they're dropping the dimension dot time. Why? Dimension dot time doesn't have data. Why to use the table? So instead of loading the data from TARDIS to time, so you run the script. This script is dropping the dimension dot time and creating a table called dimension dot date. So this you can use because it is going to be having data also. Many people have done that and they were trying to use only this table. Now let me go to the next table. What is the next table? We have loaded with the what? Fact premium is got loaded. Let me execute the deduction. Okay, now let me execute it. So data have used it. Data have used it. I have the data in this, and the columns also have mapped it. Time added. Everything is perfectly fine. Let me execute it. Okay, so it is properly bringing 366 rows. So this table is also got loaded. Oh, this table, deduction table. What is this deduction table only? It is a premium table. Premium table. Oh, it is a doubled data. Okay. So when you have a doubled data, you cannot do anything but to delete all the data from this table. The same package I have dropped it. Let me go to deduction table. I have duplicate data in this. Many people are facing the same issue. If we have duplicate data, can we do anything? We cannot do anything. So simply you drop complete data warehousing database and try to recreate. We cannot do anything else. Let me do connection here. So dimension time, I should not use it. I should use dimension date, and columns I have to use convert date to date, get the time ID. Now just check whether the time ID is properly done. Yes. Let me close everything. Start. Okay. Now it is bringing 365 rows. So this is doubled data. You have to delete the data. Let us delete later. I have 365 rows. Now the next one is limit one. I have to load. Let me go back. So double click on this limit. Let me close it. So let me go back to here and check the connection time. Everything is fine here. Let me save and run limit. Okay, I supposed to get all the data here. So 365 rows are available here. So this is also fine. So here I have a duplicated data. So what I'm trying to do, let me delete all the data from this table. Delete from table name. Will this work? If it is going to be working, then there is no issue. You delete all the data once again. Oh, nice. I could delete. There is no issue. If you're able to delete, there is no issue. You delete all the data from the table. Now I don't have any data in this table. So I have data in these two tables. Clear? If you don't get any errors, you can delete the data. I have deleted the data. So, or you can say, you can truncate the table name. Okay. You can also write what? Truncate table name. So it is equivalent to delete a table name. Done. So I have to go to the premium. Let me close this, and you go and try to execute it. Now I got 1001 rows and the 366 rows went here. I don't have any duplicate data. Now it is perfectly fine. Oh, sorry, I have truncated again. Sorry. Yeah. So I've truncated. Let me go back and rerun the package once again. So even though I'm truncating, I have got the data. There is no duplicate data. But whatever be the reason, if you execute this package once more, if you get duplicated data, then there is an issue. Now, I don't want to do that. Clear, guys? So everything is properly loaded. Let me verify all the data is available in this or not. Okay. So these tables and these are the fact table. Let me verify one by one. I have data in this 379 rows. I have data in this. So verify properly data is loaded or not. Clear? 365 rows I have, and I have this much of rows I have. So this is also got the data, and this is also I have data. It is properly loaded. This data warehouse is properly loaded. So when you have proper data warehouse, I strongly recommend you take a data warehouse backup. Okay, you take a data warehouse backup and keep it. At least when you restore, you will be able to get the complete data. Even though you run the data once more, you may get duplicates. Let me remove, click on add. Let me take the backup of this database because this data warehouse is completely done. properly. I say Amazon, not Amazon. I say TARDIS. You guys also should do this. TARDIS DW underscore. Today is July, let us say 13th, 2020 .bak file. So this is the database backup taken. It is a proper database. It has everything there. So that is what I wanted to implement. And if you have everything properly there, let me take a copy. TARDIS DW July 13th, 2020 .bak extension you need to give like this. I'm storing and taking a copy. Clear? Let me take a copy of this database, even though tomorrow I lose. Okay, now what I do, I go to dimension.policy. By mistake, I executed dimension.policy once more. Whatever be the reason, let me execute this. Now, 360, 379 rows again went. Now, we supposed to have only 379 into 2. Now you have what? 758 rows are available. You can see the count star, right? Number of rows you can see like this. This is doubled. So when you have a double data, so what we were doing, we were simply deleting the data. So delete from the table name. So this is what we are doing it. Okay. Now try to delete all the data because you have this much of a data. You're supposed to have this much, but now it is got a doubled. Now try to delete the data. When you try to delete, it is not very simple to delete the data. Delete statement conflicted with the reference constraint, blah, blah, blah. It is saying you cannot delete the data. Why? Why? Because dimension tables are having primary keys. Primary key table data, you cannot delete it very easily. Clear? And always foreign key table data, you can delete it. So factor tables are going to be having a foreign key. Those table data, you can delete it. But these table data, you cannot delete it. So you're gone mad. So you have duplicated data. So how to delete this? You cannot delete because it is telling me 758 rows. Deleting the data from the dimension tables are very, very difficult. Why? Dimension tables are going to be having primary keys. Deleting the primary key table data always will be an issue because this data is referenced in the factor tables. So the factor table is referring, but you're trying to delete it here. It is not going to allow foreign key available. Foreign key is referring this. So foreign keys are not allow you to delete the primary key table data. So that is the issue. Okay. So I could delete the data from the foreign keys because the foreign key tables will allow you to delete, but the primary key table data cannot be deleted. So what I should do? So I can simply do one thing. So forget about this. I don't need. Okay. I can close all the connections. What I can do? It's got corrupted, right? So let me delete this. I don't need. I can delete this, close all the connections because this database is corrupted. If you have a backup, now that you can restore it very, very easily. Right click on this, you can restore the database. I strongly recommend you create at least one database and restore it. Go to device. So where is our file? My file is located in the D drive or the C drive, wherever you would like to go. You can just go to that. Wherever you have kept the backup, you just go there. TARDIS DW. This is the file I kept it here. Click on this, click on this, click on this. Now the old file I got it. Now the name also did not change. If you see the data in the policy table, proper data, you should be able to get it. Only 379 rows are available. Clear? I strongly recommend you take a backup of this database and keep it somewhere. So I have kept in the D drive. So you better take this TARDIS. This is the copy. Go to C drive and take one backup and keep it here always. Okay. In case if something goes wrong, at least you can just go back and get the thing one. Clear, guys? So this completes these two issues. What are the issue? Issue number one is called, what is the issue number one we had addressed today? Issue number one is that original currency ID, settlement currency ID is not there. How can we tackle this issue? Second issue, timetable issue. Some people are getting the time data from the hard disk. Some people have, executed. They went to the data warehousing, and there is a script called new dim time script. Open this and control A, control C, and go here and simply control V and simply click on execute button. Clear, it's going to be creating a new table. That's what we have done it. The remaining table is going to work. Now, what I wanted to do today, I wanted to start the next one. What is the next one? We have loaded all the data from the source to the destination, source to staging. From staging to data warehouse, we have loaded the data. So after loading the data, if you have any insert or if you have any update, okay, that is where we have to perform incremental loading. For example, what is incremental loading? Many people would know about it, but let me tell you what is incremental loading. Okay, so now I have OLTP. For example, I have a TARDIS database. In the TARDIS database, I have an employee table. So in this, I have an employee ID. I have employee name. I have employee salary. Clear? Now I have a TARDIS DW database. The same table will be called as what? A TARDIS. It is called as a dim employee table. The naming conventions are like this. Now you may have some columns here and the same columns also available here. So when you have some data, one John, let us say 1000, two, let us say Salman, 2000, you have some data. So when you load the data, with the help of SSS package, we have done lots of lookups and everything. You're able to get the data here and you should be able to load it. There is no issue. But when you are running the data, it is going to be bringing the duplicated data. So that is what I don't need. For example, if I run SSS package, all the data is going to be loading. I don't need all the data to be loaded. I wanted to have, so tomorrow, this is what is called OLTP system, right? In the OLTP system, what people are going to be doing, they may be inserting the data tomorrow, they may be updating the data tomorrow, they may be deleting the data tomorrow. For example, tomorrow, new customer comes in. New customer is called, let us say Ravi. Say, let us Ravi salary is 3000. When I run the package is having a lot of lookups and lot of things. End of the day, all the data it is trying to get and keep it here. Okay, you will get a lot of duplicates data. So to avoid duplicates, what we have to do, we have to take, you have to delete all the data here and you supposed to load the data to the destination. Now first question is, can we delete any data from the dimension table? Just now we had seen dimension table data you cannot delete because primary key foreign keys links will be there. So you cannot delete the data and simply export it. When we loading data to the staging database does not have a primary key and a foreign key at all. Simply stage policy, stage coverage. So there is no primary key, foreign key at all. But in the data warehousing, dimension tables are having primary keys. Factor tables are going to be having a foreign keys. You cannot truncate the data and load the data. So already you have loaded this data. Now you think this data is 2 million data, 3 million data. You wanted to load only this row, even though there is no primary key and foreign key. You wanted to truncate 2 million data, load 2 million data plus one row. Is it very good? Is it very, very bad? If somebody says that I wanted to have a new row to be loaded to the destination, to do that, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to load all the data. But if I'm loading all the data, I may get a duplicates. So what I'm doing, I'm deleting all the data here. So if you have two rows, you can do that. If there is no primary key foreign key relationship, you can delete and load it. But you think you have 2 billion rows are available. This is the new row called incremental row or delta row. Only that row you have to give it to the destination. SSIS package does not identify what is the latest data. SSIS package always takes all the data and try to load it here. Clear? But what we should do, we have to perform an incremental loading. So that means it has to identify only the extra data. So already this data got loaded. Whatever be the extra data that you have, that is what is called a delta row or incremental row. This is what is called delta row. Okay, delta row or incremental row. SSS package has to take this and it has to load the same thing here. So whenever there is an insert happens, the inserted data should come here. Whenever there is an update happens, for example, John's salary 1000, it has become 1300. Only this row should be updated. Clear? Not completed data. Not completed data. Whatever be the data got updated, only that you need to update. If somebody is resigned from the company, for example, Salman is resigned from the company, his data will be deleted from the OLTP system. If you delete something from the OLTP, delete operation should not happening in the data warehousing. Remember, data warehouse will have always insert and update, no delete. Why? Data warehouse has to maintain historical data. OLTP may have a deletions, but OLAP should not have deletions. So incremental loading means after you do the full loading, if you get any kind of a insert or update, or even the delete happens, so we need to have inserted data need to be inserted, deleted data need to be deleted. So that is what we have to implement. So to implement in incremental loading, so these are the patterns that we have. Okay, pattern number one, we can use SCD, slowly changing dimension transformation. We can use lookup transformation. We can use stored procedures with inner join, left outer join, right join. So you can create a complex stored procedures. We can use a set operator. Set means union, intersection, except, all of them you can use it, or you can also use SQL Server merge command. Clear, guys? So now all the dimension tables, remember, all the dimension tables should be implemented with incremental loading. Clear? So not the factor tables, only the dimension tables need to be implemented with the incremental loading. Factor tables are always, full loading only. Why? We'll discuss later. So remember, dimension table, all dimension table to be implemented with the incremental loading pattern. So you can choose one of the pattern. So you can use either SCD or a lookup or a stored procedure or a set operators or the merge command. You can use any one of them. So all the dimension tables, that means what? So for all of them, so let me stop this. So these are the dimension packages: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So these 6 packages need to be implemented with the, incremental loading. So incremental loading should not be applicable for these guys. Okay, why? That we can discuss later. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to use incremental loading. For that, let me close this package. Now, guys, what you do, everybody has to, everybody has to create, everybody has to create a new project. Let me go. Now, what are the steps we have to do it? Step number 1, everybody has to create new SSIS project. Clear? The project name will be SSIS underscore TARDIS DW. Okay, TARDIS DW, using what? Using the first one, I'm going to be using lookup. Okay, this is what I'm going to be using. The pattern number 1, I'm going to be using this, using lookup. This is the first one. The second one, we can have this one. Guys, are you clear? The first, incremental loading, I'm going to be performing with the help of lookup transformation. So how can we perform a lookup here? First, you create a new package, new project, go to file, new project. Guys, you have to follow. I'm creating one more thing. So use this. You can give the project name as this. Control C and Control V. Now I have to go to where? C drive, go to here. So I wanted to have this project to be available here. SSIS TARDIS DW underscore lookup. So this is a fresh project I'm going to be creating. Clear? Okay. I don't want to create all the packages from scratch. So what I'm trying to do, all the packages are available already somewhere. Already I have created a lot of packages, right? So now Mukta has given me the packages, right? So these packages are available in somewhere. So here, these are the packages that we have created. So these packages I'm going to be taking from the some existing package, okay, existing project. So what I do, I go here, right click on this, say instead of a new package, I say add existing package. Already we have created lot of packages in the previous project. So all the packages are available here. The same package I'm going to be taking into this new project. How to do that? Right click, go, add existing package. Wherever the use file system, wherever your package is available, go to that. Okay. So I'll go to TARDIS. I'll go to the previous project. Where is that? This is the previous project. So when I open it, so I have created only this packages. Let me take this and click on this. So click on OK. Now click on OK. So I'm able to get this. Clear? Now like that, you need to add the all those packages here. Now when you double click on this, the package is being loaded. Now you also got to load the connection managers. I think a new connection manager you can create. So one connection manager you can create here. So the connection manager is staging, right? From the stage, you need to get the data. Go to new, server name is dot and database name is a TARDIS stage. Okay. Now the table is called the stage policy. This is the first table, right? That's it. So everything else is the same. Now this is what is called, you have to rename is source underscore TARDIS stage. Now you rename as a convert project connection. Clear? So you should be able to get one connection. For the destination also, you should be able to create one more dot, and you can have this one, and the destination is dimension dot policy. Now click on mapping. Properly you need to map it. So this one you need to neatly map it, so that we can do it later. You can just rename it. You can say dest underscore TARDIS DW. You also convert this into one. Okay. So this is the new project. We have a destination and the source. So we can use all these connections. And I have taken the same package from there. Like that, you can get the second package as well. So let me right click on this, get the add existing package from the previous project. Click on this. This is my previous project. Click on the second one. Got it. So let me That's fine. You will get error issues, but you should be able to get it. So slowly you need to add these connections, nothing else. If you add these connections, everything will be all right. Simply you need to add this one and make it ready. That's it. Everything will be all right. So all the packages will got added for each and every package. Each and every package, you have to go to end. So end means where? Before loading into dimension table. This is what we are loading the data. Clear? Let me go and try to SSIS say format auto layout diagram. So this is the complete package source. This one you're using, come down, come down, come down. So this is where the data is going down. So here you have to break the chain. Okay, break the chain. This is where we need to implement a incremental loading with the help of a lookup. So how the lookup is going to be happening, I'll tell you. So let me take the same thing. So this is your destination table, right? Now let me take all these things. Let me take all these things. So I have two Ravi 2000. This is what is called 1000. So I have to use SSIS package. Normally to read the data, we are going to be using OLEDB source. You read all the data. Clear? Now this is my dimension table by default, which is empty. So what I'm trying to use, I'm trying to perform incremental loading with the help of a lookup. I take lookup transformation, drag and drop lookup. So lookup transformation will have what is called as a lookup table or the reference table. So I take this as a reference table. Okay. Now I take this as a reference table. What I'm trying to do. So this is getting the data from here. The same data will go to lookup. Lookup will take this as a difference table. I'm mapping this employee ID to this employee ID here. Okay, this employee ID to this employee ID here. So when I have, if 1 and 1 is matching, okay, if I'm getting the matched data, I'm keeping it somewhere. If I get no matched data, so no match data, 1, I don't have any matching here. So 1 will be no match data. That is going to be coming this side. 2, I don't have anything here. This record also no match record. This is going to be coming here. No match data, I will be giving it to OLEDB destination. Now, OLEDB, this is one. This is the second one I have to use it. Third one is OLEDB destination. So OLEDB destination is connecting to this. So this is taking all the data from here and all the data will come here. From here, it is going to go here. So this is how using a lookup no match, you should be able to insert the data. So dim employee is used as a reference table here and a dim employee table is going to be used as a OLEDB destination table here. The same thing you should be able to implement. Clear? So if the 1 and 1 is matching, so that is matched data tomorrow. For example, tomorrow I'm inserting 3 Salman. Okay, Salman is 1200. So what happens? 1 and 1 is matching. Matched record is going to be coming this side because matched. 2 and 2 is matching. This record is going to be coming here. That is fine. 3, I don't have any matching record because this employee ID I'm matching with this employee ID. I told you this is going to be having this as a reference table. So this employee ID, this employee, I have to map it. Clear? So there is no match data is going to come here. From here, it is going to be coming here. From here, it is going to be going and inserting. Clear? If anybody inserts the data, it is going to be going there. So this data is going to come to matched record. When you get a matched record, what I have to do? I have to use OLEDB command I'm going to be using to, here I'm going to be inserting the data this side. So this side, what I'm using, I'm going to be updating the data. What I'm updating? So matched records, for example, this got updated. the same record is going to be coming here. Okay. So whatever be the matched data that we have it, this is these two records. These two records I have to update it here. Okay. So matched data will get updated. No matched data will get inserted. So this is what I have to do it. So we have a transformation called OLEDB command. So that I'm going to be using. So to update the data, let me go here. When you go to common, you have OLEDB command that you need to use to update the data. Clear? So you have to write update statement. How to write? You need to say update which table? Dim employee table. Say set. What all I have to update? Name and salary only, not the employee ID. So set, you can say name is equivalent to question mark, comma, salary is equivalent to question mark, and where employee ID is equivalent to question mark. So this is how you need to write a update command. Update what? I need to update this. So I need to say update set name equals to question mark, salary equals to question mark, where equals to question mark. Here, question mark means dynamically the data we're going to be supplying. That is the meaning. The first, question mark is called as a, the first question mark is called as a zero question mark. You remember the first question mark is called as a, this is a zero. There is a number to this question mark. This is zero question mark. This is a one question mark. This is a second question mark. First and second. You need to understand this question mark. Clear? Now what I do, I have to give. So what happens? Row by row only it is going to come. So not all the data. One row is going to be coming here, and you have to map. Name means what? Name means zero. So I have to give a zero here. That means whatever be the name that is there, it has to come here. Salary, it will become one. One. And here employee ID equals to 2. According to this, you have to give. Zero means what? Name. And salary equals to 1, 2. So this row is going to go. And in this question mark, the name John is going to come. Salary 1200 is going to come. The employee ID is going to come 1. Clear? Now what happens for 1? John, and this one will get updated. So whatever be the data that we have, that will get updated. Now, once it is updated, the what happens? Sorry. Once it got updated, this will get deleted. Next row is going to come down. Again, this is 0. Ravi will get updated. 2000 will get updated for the 2. Clear? So like that, the data will get updated. So this is how you should be able to update. Matched data we are updating, unmatched data we are inserting. With the help of a lookup transformation, you have to do these both things. You simply go there and try to implement this. Okay, what is the thing I should have it? You simply drag and drop what is called lookup. So before row count, okay, remove the row count. Then row count also we can implement later if you want. Otherwise, after row count, you can get the complete data here. So take, always you go redirect rows to no match output and go to connection. I told you, you need to use the dimension dot policy. Destination table you should use preview, and you have to say which is the business key that you need to map it. Now, which is the business key? To get the business key, let me go to your TARDIS. Let me go to the mapping sheet. Go to the ETL mapping. What is the business key? Go to policy. The business key is this. These two are the business keys. What are they? These two are master number and a master sequence. These two are the primary key. So you need to go and verify master number to master number and master sequence to master sequence. Clear? I told you, right? So you have to map the primary key. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a single primary key. I have two. One is called master number, and one more is called sequence number. Okay. So those two I have. Remember this. So I have to use two. Master number, master sequence number, master and master sequence. So these two are not a two primary key, it is a single primary key. It is called as a composite primary key. It is a single primary key actually, but two columns. The same two columns have to come here. And remember, if you wanted to perform incremental loading, your source table should have a primary key or a business key. If you don't have a primary key or a business key, you cannot perform incremental loading. Remember this. Dimension tables will have a primary keys. Foreign cable will have no primary keys. It need not have primary keys. You can have it, but it is not mandated to have a primary key there. Clear? So if you have a primary key only, we can talk about incremental loading. Any loading using lookup, using std, stored procedure, set operators, merge command, anything. If you wanted to implement incremental loading, you need to know source table must have a primary key. Clear? Primary key can be on single column, primary key can be on the multiple columns as well. So here you have a primary key on two columns. It doesn't mean that two primary keys. Table can have only one primary key. So one primary key on both columns. It is called as a business key. Clear? So you need to go to ETL mapping document. So you need to use master number, master sequence number as the business key or a primary key. If the data is matching, what we should do? Match data. This is for the incremental loading lookup. Let me rename lookup for what? You need to write like this, incremental loading. So people should know why is this. So no match data. So this is my destination. I take, put it, what data? Match data. No match data has to come. Clear? So this is what is called for insert. Right click. You can say add annotation. This is for the insert. Any new row coming here, all the data has to come here. If the data is existing, it is not going to go. If the data is not there, it is going to be going. So this is for the insert. So you need to update. For that purpose, I'm going to be using OLEDB command. For that purpose, I'm going to be taking one more blue pipe and connecting. This is match data. So you have to write a update command. Go to the destination table, not the source. Destination. You have to write a SQL command. Clear? So what all you need to update? I have to update. To which table I have to update? So remember, select star from the dimension dot what? Policy. This table only you have to update. Clear, guys? So these are the primary keys. So how to write update statement? You need to say update, control C, set. All these things you need to update one by one, one by one. All the column names you need to write. Okay. So this is what is called a big headache. So you have to write a primary case and the where clause always. Okay. Where you have to say these two columns. Copy with headers. Master number is equivalent to question mark and okay. And here remaining columns have to come here. So all these columns. Okay. You can get all the column, copy with headers. You can say copy with headers. All the column names you can get it very easily. And this is the data. So these are the columns we have. Clear? So what all we need to update? We need to update status ID. Remember, all ID columns should not get updated. Why? Because do you update any phone? Do you update any employee ID or employee social security number, all passport number? If you have something, do we update that kind of a data? So that kind of a data will not get updated in the source. So no ID column should get updated. So all ID columns you have to department ID, branch ID. So all these things you have to remove, all ID columns. Remaining columns only you should be able to keep them for the update. Okay. Method of acceptance ID, all ID columns you should remove, renewal ID, renewal, whatever you have. And if you have any kind of a default values also, for example, you go, this is a default value. Department ID also you should not update, because even though you update the source data, destination table will have one as a default. So this data, even though that is getting updated, but you don't need the source data. So all the default values, so method of acceptance ID, so all these columns should not be updated. Class ID, area ID, all of them you should be able to remove them. And date updated, current YRN, all of them you need not update it. So date created, all these things are nonsense. Okay, so you need to update only these columns. So one is called year of account is equivalent to question mark, comma, bring it down. The second column is master reference number. You can put a question mark. Okay, so this is how you need to update. What columns to be updated? No default columns need to be updated, remember, and push the question mark, put comma, inception date. Okay, put question mark, put comma, expiry date. So we'll just open there. Where is expiry date? The expiry date, I think we should use it. Expiry date, if you have some default value, no, there is no default value. Expiry date, we need to use it. Expiry date. Okay, if a default, you should not have it. So, and comma, renewal status ID. So renewal status ID, what is renewal status ID? So this is default one, so we should not use it. So let me simply go there and delete it. Any default value or any ID column, renewal status code. Where is the renewal status code? Do we have anywhere? Renewal status code. ID is there. Status code itself is not there. But how come I'm able to get this column? This is not at all, need not be updated. Only you have to update these columns data, not everything. And you say dimension dot policy and this. This is 0. Remember, this is what is called 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you have to map like this. So take this, Control C, copy. You have to go and here and paste it. Clear, guys? Click on OK. Now compulsorily you go to column mappings. What is a parameter 0? You have to understand. Parameter 0 means this, it is a year of account that you need to map it. So year of account, where is year of account? Come down, year of account 0. Then this is parameter 0, I have done it. This is parameter 1. Okay, 1 is master reference. So you just go there, master reference, not the master number, reference. Okay, then parameter 2. What is parameter 2? Domicile. Okay, so here you have to go and say domicile. Parameter number 3. This is done. Domicile, this is 2. Parameter number inception date. Okay, you go and go for inception date. Press I. Press I, you can get the inception date. Parameter number 4. This is 3. Done. 4 is expiry. Expiry date. So you can say press E. Expiry date came in. Now the next one, this is the one. Parameter 5 and 6. Master number. So here, click on this M. Master number. The next one is called master sequence number. M. Okay, so you should be able to get like this. That clear? So matched data you're updating, unmatched data you're doing it like this. So I have implemented. You need to implement each and everything clearly. Okay, simply go there and put these connections back. It's going to work. Okay, so everything you can put it back, and you have to perform the incremental loading. You have to do two testings. One is update one row, insert one row in the which table you need to insert. You have to insert into policy table. Remember this. Policy table, you have to insert one row or you have to update one row. Clear? So you have to verify in the dimension dot policy. So what happens? If you insert the data, same data directly will not come. This data will be going to the stage policy first. So what you do, you insert the data, you run staging packages. All the data from here, it is going to come to the staging policy. Then you have to run the data warehousing incremental loading. Clear? So you have to update in the TARDIS, run staging packages, then run this package. Clear? Then whatever be the row that we have inserted here, that is going to come to the destination. Clear? Not directly, it is not going to come here. So in between you have a TARDIS staging. So when you update the data here, insert the data here, you have to run staging table, staging package you have to run. Then you need to run TARDIS. This is the package you have to run, and remember this point. Clear? You can rename if you want to rename, otherwise just let it be as it. This is the new thing that we have to implement and keep doing it. So anybody fresh time learning, look up with the help of incremental loading. If you don't understand this clearly, I will give you one more, what is called a video, how to perform incremental loading with the help of a lookup. Clear? I'll give you one more video. You see that video first, then you try to implement for the dimension data policy. For all dimension tables, you have to implement with the help of a lookup. Clear? So this is the exercise, and you have to do the testing by two. One row you need to insert, and one row you need to update. What all you need to update, what all you need to insert, I told you. You should not update any id columns, default values, primary keys. Clear? In the source. So you should not say, sir, I will update this value to 10, because primary key values nobody will update. Clear? If you have a default value, that you should not not take it in the OLDB command as well. So status id, this id, that id, default column should not be there in the your update statements. Clear? So this is how you have to perform only for dimension tables, not to the fact tables. Am I clear? You do it. I will be giving one more simple video class on how to perform incremental loading with the help of a lookup. You watch that first. Whatever be the demo I have done there, you just do that, then try to come here and try to implement. Remember, create a new project. Clear? You should have again create one more data warehouse. Remember, one more data warehouse you should create. One more data warehouse you should create. The data warehouse will be TARDIS DW underscore lookup. So how to prepare one more thing? Now you go, I open this. What is that one I have to open it? I have to open data warehouse script. So in this, what I'm trying to do, let me copy this, control C, control V. I'm copying and pasting it here. So this is for lookup data warehouse. Okay. So I'm simply copying and pasting here. Double click on this. Simply I say create a data warehouse DW underscore lookup. Okay. So after creating this, you need to change these things. You need to use this. That's it. Okay. Then remaining things as it is. You're creating one more data warehouse. The data warehouse name is called lookup. Then come down and know where we should change. That's it. Only these two places you have to change it. Control save. Take everything. Control A. Go here. You are going to be creating a new data warehouse. Okay. So going to be creating a new data warehouse. Remember, anywhere you need to use only this. Let me check. Control DW, control C, control find, control V. So here we need to use underscore lookup. So wherever you have TARDIS DW, make it TARDIS DW lookup. That's it, nothing else. So let me verify. We have lookup. That's it. We have lookup. We have lookup. That's it. So this script is ready. You simply go there. and open the script, come down. In this also you have to say make it to lookup. So on these only these three places you have to make it. And when you run this, you're going to be creating, let me, okay. So let me run the script. It's going to be creating one more blank data warehouse. Now this is the data warehouse that you have to use it. Since it is having everything, first time it is going to load all the data. But remember, once you load this, this doesn't load the X reference tables. Okay, so you have to go X reference table, not this, right? So this is useless. Let me remove. I have where is X reference tables? I have it here. In this, what you do, you say underscore lookup. Okay, so this is one you need to run it, or you simply copy this and go close this, because in the new data warehouse, what I have to do, I have to run, I have to run the X reference table also. So to go to this, I am saying this, and when you execute it, so in the new data warehouse, X reference tables are going to be implemented. Now you do remember after this. So you will get lot of issues with the timetable as well. So what you do, you go and go to the new timetable script. Now in this also you say underscore what lookup, and you need to run the script as well. Control A, control V, and control this also. Clear? So this table also you execute it. That's it. Okay. Now you have created one more blank data warehouse by executing three scripts. By executing what are this? One is called X reference table script, one is called TARDIS DW script, one is called the dimension script. So now this table, this data warehouse is ready. So now you can use this data warehouse here. Let me go to destination. I have to use not this, I have to use what? DW lookup. That's it. Okay. So this is the one I should be able to use and run. Source will be always stage. Stage will be the source. Now in this, I'm going to be using what? TRDSDW underscore lookup. This is what I'm going to be doing. And whenever you run, if you don't have any data, if you go to this, you have all the tables data, right? So select star from the dimension dot time. So dimension dot policy will be there, but you don't have any data in this. Clear? You don't have any data, but when you run this data, full loading will be done first. Then afterwards, you try to insert one row into the TARDIS and run the TARDIS staging package. Now you run this package, the one row has to come this side. Okay. Tomorrow we'll execute, we'll properly do this, and we'll try to implement this, and we'll see one testing as well. So remember, all dimension tables need to be implemented with the incremental loading with the help of lookup. Lookup need to be implemented before you loading the data into the this one. Clear, guys? So tomorrow you do it. At least one or two tables you should be able to do it. And if you get any kind of an issue, please let me know. Am I clear? So all the dimension table need to be implemented with what? Incremental loading. So above lookups are as it is there. This you need to correct it properly, and it has to get the proper data, and it has to update the data here. Am I clear, guys? Thank you. If you have any questions, you're welcome. So we're going to be using all these patterns to perform the incremental loadings. Clear? All the dimension tables only is used to perform the incremental loading. To implement the incremental loading, source table must have a primary key or a business key. If you don't have a primary key or a business key, incremental loading cannot be done. Remember this point. Clear? No need to have a fact table incremental loading. Fact tables are always a full loading. There is no incremental loading for the fact table. Why? We'll discuss later. Am I clear? Any questions, guys? So this is what is we had discussed today. Thank you, guys.